Hello everyone, welcome to the Redmen TV. It is the morning after the aftermath of Liverpool booking their place in Paris with a 3-2 win on the night over Villarreal. We are in Alicante airport about to fly back, but we thought we'd have a little chat through, so we're feeling how we're doing, see what the press reaction's been to. We've gathered some of the local newspapers and a copy of the Mirror, because why not, and see, so should we do some of the headlines? So you got sports.
Yeah, I got sports here.
So there's El Villarreal tuvo en sus manos.
Villarreal had it in their hands, and it goes on to say essentially they came back from the tie in the first half, but really gave Liverpool wings, is what it says. And it's hard to argue. You're looking at this from a Villarreal point of view, you'll be saying, you know, we did exactly, we got the early goal, we got level at half time, and like, although Liverpool stepped it up in the second half, it was clear we started playing like Liverpool again. Because the first half it looked like we'd been space jammed and had all that, like someone had took something out of us. But second half it looked like Liverpool, but their goalie was a shocker. But we said this in the first leg. Everyone who watched that first leg said, you've got to test him because he's going to let one in. And the disappointing thing about the first half was we didn't do anything. He didn't have to do anything. The second he came under not even pressure, it was just a shot.
You can't say
he bottles it. He bottles it. And
so someone saying that he's the hero in the Europa League final as well. Like,
because United and stuff. And we were in the Villarreal bar a few hours before kick-off having a bit of tapas, and two signed pictures on the wall of Rooney, and they loved him. And I remember saying to the guy, like, "Oh, Rooney," like, "Oh, brilliant." I was like, I didn't want to offend the guy because I was eating in his restaurant, but I was thinking, he's not that good, and so I can see why. I mean, we've had European heartbreak with goalkeeper errors before, and I imagine that's how they're feeling this morning.
Marca says honor al Villarreal, and then goes on to say Paseo de honor para el Villarreal, which basically means they're going in the Hall of Honor Villarreal. So again, actually telling the tale, I think we also know what that is, that they gave them what a hell of a fight. You know, most people would have expected, and we were doing the build-up saying it's a bit of a box tick exercise for this level. You're 2 goals up, you should be the better team. It's a team going for the quadruple, one of the best teams in Europe, and Villarreal are 7th in the league, and as much as they're the Europa League champions, they shouldn't be at that standard. But in the fight that we saw from them, and I'm really pleased that I think in the reaction. So Adam Rowe put a tweet out about meeting Villarreal fans, and you know, it was wonderfully phrased. The guy it sucked you in of like, oh, met some lads down the alley and shook our hands.
Same for me.
The fans were
clapping us and stuff.
The fans were great.
Back to sports again. It basically Liverpool destroyed the grand dream, and that's what it was for Villarreal. For Liverpool, this was business. It was Liverpool, like. Failure wasn't an option here. It was a dream for Villarreal. That's just the difference in what it was. And I don't know if that first half was just them playing. Well, first of all, they played way better than us. We were off. I don't know if it was bottle. I don't know whether it was nerves. I don't know if it was caginess. I don't know if it was Jurgen called it a footballing problem, which you identify from where our viewpoint. It was we had no width. We had absolutely no. I mean, so we couldn't get out. There was no. If they were pressing us, and there was no outball. The only outball was to try and kick it long to Salah and hope he chased something. So it was a footballing problem, but it was also. They had nothing to lose, and it was the grand dream. The grand dream is, can we get Liverpool to extra time? And they came close to it.
And that was the thing, you know, I said at half time, that was the difference there. There's all of a sudden, they got it back to 2-2, and you've come in and you've got 15 minutes to sit down and go, catch your breath, my God, we're doing this. But you're not there yet, you just leveled the tile. And then the big dream, you know, as it is there, is that. You want to get over the line, you want to win it, but you've got something to lose all of a sudden. They put all that effort in, they did absolutely brilliantly, you know, again, the ground was rocking, fans were brilliant, their players were brilliant, Liverpool couldn't live with them for large spells that game, but you've then got to be able to get it over the line, and the fact that we had the half-time was perfect for us to be able to come back in, and then Liverpool made it a 45-minute game of football, and then effectively it's 0-0. And you say, Jurgen Klopp's message is like, well, he said apparently, I saw his reaction saying like, go beat Liverpool. But really it's like it's 0-0, 45 minutes to go and beat any team on the planet. Liverpool are capable. The Diaz substitution, there's lots of mentions of Diaz. In fact, they've got the Mirror there.
Yeah, the Mirror. Good army, David McMaddock there with the thank God for Diaz, and it's
right. I can't believe you nearly. It's a very simple pun.
It's backwards on that camera. It's thank God for Diaz, but yeah, it's essentially.
It's got too many letters to be got.
Listen, mate, I've had an Estrella. We saw him warming up, and again, the whole away end was like Diaz needs to be on this pitch. And to be honest, there was a lot of Reed Henderson on this pitch as well.
So Carragher tweeted that as well.
Yeah, and I think a lot of us were. In the end, the manager just does one of them, and it works because what happened was he set out a team to go and play footy. And we didn't need the team to go and play footy, we needed the team just to dog it a little bit. And I think he's decided, in hindsight, he thinks maybe it was worth Henderson.
I think we thought we were capable of withstanding a flurry from them, but they'll get men behind the ball when they're defending, and we'll need in tidy bits and pieces. And Jota made sense to me because he's our predatory goal scorer. He had a bad game, but also I said this to you during the game. We weren't choosing the wrong passes. We were just playing them poorly. Some of the bravery in our passes, there's obvious ones where Konate's got a ball, and the obvious ones to play down the wing, and he doesn't. He plays like a curve inside diagonal to the feet of Keita or to the feet of Sadio Mane. But the amount of times I said to you, we're 6 inches away from everything clicking. But that's 6 inches at that, the fine margins at that level are massive, and they had all the momentum with them. They were all going forward. They didn't need to be perfect, but also to be perfect. Where that first goal is, if Liverpool score that, you talk about it being a great Liverpool goal. That the wherewithal to stick the ball back across.
Yeah, it's
just
from their point of view, I agree. From our point of view, we were just off it defensively. Both full-backs for both goals will be looking at themselves saying, "Not for us." That, Naby in the first half was shocking.
Shocking.
Everyone. I'm not just picking Naby out. Like say, Thiago looked like he hadn't played footy before. It was bizarre. I went back to it before. It was like in Space Jam when they have the drink and they just all of a sudden like, what's this?
They're the fine margins, are they? We talked about this before about how like genius and insanity are very, very close on the spectrum. If you consider the spectrum as a circle, they are a step away. So you need Liverpool try to play brilliant stuff, and then you're right, we need to fight, we need to hit the ball first and foremost.
Yeah, we can get
and we were trying to constantly play that killer pass, and of course they were pressing the backs up, the gather vapors, and we needed a bit more composure. And I thought actually, getting Diaz on, we talk about him, he's a street fighter, he adds that. He also gives you more pace out wide.
And the outball.
Hug the touchline in a big way, he gave you a direct running. But also, like Naby, you mentioned, Naby Keita just stepped up big time. Naby played that first 45, like the Naby that I think we were trying to get, we all want, nice little touch and trying to do little flicks and bring people in. The second half is the Naby that we've seen this season. So he'll go down and he'll go in the trenches, he'll go in the mud and the blood, and he'll get stuck in and he'll use his physicality, and everyone just decided to fight. And you get that sometimes, don't you, where I don't think the stakes were very high at kick-off for Liverpool.
No, yeah.
But in some regard, it was a great wake-up call, it was a great warning sign, and it actually, ultimately, that could have been a game where we go away and we win 1-0, or you draw 1-0, or you lose 1-0, and great, well, you've gone and you've done it and you've experienced it. Instead, what we ended up with, one of the most famous European away nights of all time. First time we've won an away semi-final under Jurgen Klopp, and that's now a memory that will never be taken away. So I don't think any of us would have chosen it beforehand, but in hindsight, I'm glad, because I'm hoping that the mistakes of the first half, that's your last chance now.
Yeah.
I don't think you can get away with that in any more games this season.
It's great year against team talk, lads. If you're not on it, look at Villarreal first half. The flip side is, if we're ever down to that half time, right lads, we've done it before, we can do it again. It was interesting because not long before the Fabinho goal, we just had a couple of passages of play where we just looked like Liverpool again. We were knocking it around the back, finding the right angles, beating our men. Thiago was doing his little shifts and stuff, and it was like, my God, we're playing like Liverpool again. I remember saying this to Adam, and then about 5 minutes later we're through, and listen, like I say, Fabinho, I've watched it back since, obviously, at the time I was thinking, why hasn't he crossed it? But then when you look, the angle actually probably isn't there. He has to shoot, and also shoot at that fucking goalie. Someone just test this fella.
It's like Diaz went, I'm on the pitch now. Oh, remember when I was on the pitch last week and I had shots and their goalkeeper spilled everything. Let's do that again. Yeah, but you're right, bravery but not like stupid speculative bravery. There's a difference between having a shot from 25 yards and having a shot inside the 18-yard box. Test the keeper, because if he saves it, and we saw this with a Diaz, 2 Diaz strikes, shots at Anfield, we didn't quite react to them quickly enough, but if we'd been a bit more on it, we could have capitalised, and that's the beauty of that. You're right, Fabinho, I think he takes it half a yard too far to pass it, and just thinks, forget it, smashes it, and it's a terrible header from the goalkeeper, and it's 3 terrible headers from the goalkeeper.
Yeah, the header, I feel a little bit of sympathy for him, because it bounces right by his feet. The others are shot. I mean, the third goal's a joke. The third goal's an absolute joke for him, but like I say, it's one of them, mate, where I think you referenced it right before, is that all of a sudden Villarreal, they walk into this game going, it's a miracle, and then they've got 2-0, they're like, now what? Do we do we revert to type? Do we just carry on doing this? And they got stuck between two stools a little bit.
Yeah.
We very much capitalised on a bit of hesitancy from them. The press was half a yard below where it needed to be. There was all things like that going on. And I just thought, but the Diaz substitution is the one in that. Like if whatever Liverpool go on to win this season, touch wood, it's all for, who knows. But the reason we're going to Paris is because someone in January pulled a finger out their arse and went and signed this kid, because he's a lease of life, and it's impossible to ask footballers to just play at the elite level for the entire season. Jota peaked early maybe, and now we're down. Like Salah's at peaks and stuff. Mane's the other way round. Mane was a little bit slow. He's come up, and it just looks like Diaz on the same. So they've almost passed the baton. Right, lads, we've got you round the first lap. Here's the baton. Get us to the finish line.
What Diaz has done, and this is why I really hope Real Madrid get through tonight, is because of that story. We sold Coutinho in January, galvanised the squad, but we're a man or two short. By the time we get to Kiev, the legs fall off. Diaz looks like he could be that. You know, we've been banging on for years about the Coutinho replacement, and look, the ref replacement is a bit of a nonsense, but I like the idea that even like someone like Naby Keita and someone like Luis Diaz, if we can get, we're already at the final, but if we can play against Real Madrid, or even if it's Man City, whatever, having that one extra man, where we fell short all those years ago, maybe this is the story this time around. Yeah. It's got a very similar, it's a galvanising effect like Coutinho, but we've galvanised, but we've got more talented bodies, right? I just want to let you know, by the way, actually the merch team have been working through the night. We have got your Paris t-shirts covered over on redmenmerch.com. There's two designs which you can just about make out, which is one obviously very PSG inspired, there's an Ali one, and there's the Luis Diaz one there as well. So if you want to head to redmenmerch.com, you can get yourself boxed for Paris, whether you're going or not. You just want to celebrate the fact that Liverpool are going to a third Champions League final under Jurgen Klopp. We're going to our 10th European Cup final in this great football club's history. And if you want more from us as well, post-match content is up already. There is a final word show, 60 minutes looking back at that game, instant match reaction from last night over on Redmen Plus.
Chris and Errol nailed that bit. I listened to the match before on the way here. Nailed it. They summed the emotions up perfectly. So yeah, absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. So yeah, please do go and support what we do here for free on YouTube. Mainly because it's just cost us to cost it. Oh, that's fine. But listen, we give you loads of extra content.
Just it's not cheaper.
Yeah. That comes out of your wages. Look, it's a brilliant ride. If you want more Liverpool content in your life, then I promise you we've got you covered on Redmen Plus. If you just want to support what we do, which some people do and they don't want anything in return, but we're going to give you something in return, head to redmenplus.com and we hope to see it over there. Up the Paris are going red.